welcome back to A Little Bit and Gill.
The Au Pair Report. My name is Lillian Shabalala, and I am with the Oh So Wonderful.
Girl, you're gonna make me blush. And my name is Jillian with a G. And on this channel, we share everything au pair related to make your journey easier, fun, and worth it. Now, you can see we all have like these huge smiles on our faces because it's another story time.
Yay! Story time. It's story time. It's story time.
Yes. So today in our story time, we will be sharing our departure stories. I feel like that is something that just takes you back to that moment and all the feelings and like the adrenaline through your body. So Lill, how about you share your story with us, your departure story, while I sip on some tea while you give us some tea.
I would be happy to, Jill. Oh my word. I don't know if there's tea to sip on when it comes to my story time. But I just remember going back to the day before I was about to leave, and just the feelings were just so high. It was a thing of, oh my gosh, I actually am doing this. You know, it's one thing to dream about it and go through the process and have you know, the people helping you out at the agency tell you what it's going to be about and how it's going to feel, but it's another thing to actually experience the feelings. So I was really, I think I was in limbo. You know, I felt like, oh my gosh, you are going to ask yourself this as well, I think, you know, am I doing the right thing, you know, by actually going? Is it going to be okay? Am I going to, you know, be happy more than anything? I had all those questions running through my mind, and that was the day before. I did not sleep that night. I did not sleep also because I wasn't done packing. I overpacked so badly. It was really bad. Mainly, my overpacking had to do with the fact that I knew that it was winter that side, and I had experienced winter in America before, and it's not the best thing. So I knew that I needed to pack a lot of jackets and warm clothes, but I honestly did overpack. But overpacking is the story of my life. I always do. So I woke up that morning and, you know, just prepared. And I had my mom and my sister take me to the airport. And we got to the airport and had some dinner there. And then the rest of my family also joined later. Everyone came from different
That is so
places.
nice. That is so nice.
Ah, I have a good family. So they came through and they said goodbye. It was so sad. Everyone was crying. It was I remember there was an airport elevator moment where we were all in the elevator and it was just the family, but everyone was just silent. And there were tears running down my face. And my aunt was like, "You're gonna be fine. You're just leaving for a year and then you're going to come back, guys. Let's not be so sad." It was like a funeral. It was so bad. But anyway, yeah, we said our goodbyes and then I went in and finally met up with the other girls as well. I had seen most of them at the agency because we did have some group meetings. So that was really nice to see some familiar faces and faces that were also scared and nervous like I was. And I also met a few new people. But it was honestly, it was really, sure, it was a very, what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? It was the ball of anxiety, well, you know, with all those girls who were unsure about, you know, what they're actually doing. But it was really one of the greatest things ever. We got on the flight and we flew to the States, and it was just like real from there. But I cannot stress how much anxiety I felt during that time. But it was also some form of, there was an underlining of excitement, like huge excitement. I'm finally doing this, but also matched with the anxiety of, am I finally doing this? Yeah. So, tell us about your trip. Were you as nervous as I was? Or were you like calm, cool, and collected?
I don't know. I'm always a person who's smiling. I face everything on with a smile. So my 48 hours before leaving was kind of like this because before leaving this Saturday, I actually went to go do my international driver's license. And then I met up with some friends. The Sunday was departure day, but I was still busy packing and weighing bags and just doing the most and deciding what needs to go, what doesn't need to go. And I ended up traveling with one big suitcase, a little one, and what do you call it? Another sports bag. So I didn't end up traveling with two bags, which I prefer that way. And before I was leaving, people came to the house to say bye. We took some pictures. I feel like those are the little things that a person cherish because then it's like, okay, this is actually happening. But as we went to the airport, we were sitting down. We had some milkshakes, the last milkshake. I had the last biltong. People flying out because you're not allowed flying with like biltong and stuff or going through the gate with biltong. So I had my last biltong and then I met one of the girls there. So they were actually sitting a few tables away from us. But like there's just this feeling in the air. You're like, oh, I know where she's going. I know what's going on here.
Yeah,
So yes, we met there and we said hi. And I feel like it actually became reality when I was walking through the international gates. And then I had to look back because that gate, nobody could walk with me or walk through the gate with me. And that's, I was like, oh my gosh, this is happening. I have waited so long and spent money on this and prayers and sweat and tears on this, and it's actually happening. And the last faces that I saw were the faces that I wanted there. Like, no, I don't have like a big family there and stuff. And I remember like going through the the gates, getting onto the plane. And I had this other guy sitting next to me, like old guy. And he was like, oh, is it your first time flying? And I'm like, yeah. Well, I've been on a flight, but it was my first time flying international. So I was like,
oh my God.
yeah, so it was my first international flight. And he's like, okay, no, it's okay. He was so sweet. He's like, if you ever need to sleep, here's my shoulder. We were talking. He had a son in America, so he was just going to visit them. And I just remember because I had a window seat. I remember looking out the window seat, and as the plane just started to lift it, tears just started to come down because I knew there was no way of turning back. And I had a one-way flight, but throughout that one-way flight, I knew I made the right decision. I knew that because there's no turning back, I have to go through with it. And like you said, I'm not a person who's actually faced with anxiety, especially at that time. I don't like face anxiety. It is just more of anxiousness, wondering about the unknown and excitement, but also you're heartbroken because I left my life to go fit into somebody else's life. And at that time, it's a stranger's life. So I feel like in the plane, that's when all the emotions come to you, but you can't really get out of the plane. And also by that time, I was like, thank you, God. Because he has had his hand over protection. The fact that I made it this far meant that I can do even more things. So that was my departure story, and those are the little things that I do cherish from leaving OR Tambo to JFK.
So nostalgic. Oh, Jill, you just took me back.
It is like just talking about it. You just place yourself back there because that time I was 22, Lill, 22.
So yeah, I'm 25.
Look at that, but look at the different experiences we had too. Like it's so similar, but so different. And I feel like the reasons why we are sharing our stories with you guys is to motivate you to do it and to inform you that you are going to be scared, that you are going to have anxiety, that you are going to be anxious, and it is okay. Is it like, Lill, I feel like when I talk about it, it takes you back there. But what is the feelings that you feel when you go back and you look how far you've come?
Oh, I always say just taking that decision to even do this for me was the best thing I've ever done for myself in my life. And I look back and I was like, I was so scared, but there was no reason to be. Yes, I did face challenges while in the States as an au pair, but most of those things helped me grow. And it was just it was the biggest year of growth that
Mm,
I have ever experienced. So I wouldn't take it back ever.
mm. I mean to
And I also want to say that we share these stories as well with you guys so that you can also know that it's not going to be all honky dory. You are going to experience some feelings of anxiety, or you may not. Like Jill said, she was calm, cool, and collected. I always say she's one of like the happiest, calmest people I've ever come across in my life. And
Thank
that's great.
you.
But like sometimes you may experience, questioning yourself and whether or not you're doing the right decision. But I promise you, for me, it was the best thing I had ever done for myself. But also, this video is for you to decide if this is an option for you.
You. Mm.
So, this channel is just about encouraging people that there are other options in life. You don't have to be stuck in the life that you're living if it's not the life that you want for yourself, especially if you want to
Yes,
travel and you
yes,
can't afford it.
indeed. Guys, a pair is traveling on a budget. Straightforward.
Yes.
But guys, thank you so much for tuning into our story time. If you like this story time, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and comment down below. And don't forget to hit subscribe. Really, guys, come on, help us build this a pay report family and let us be here for you. And my name is Jillian with a G, and I was joined by the beautiful
Lillian Shabalala. Also, don't forget to please follow us on our personal social medias. We'll put them all down below. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you soon. Mwah.
Bye, guys.